Hey y'all, I'm Morgan and welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited to show you guys my after Christmas book haul of goodness. I know it is already February, but as some of them came from the UK, it did take a little bit longer for those to get here, even though those weren't the last arrivals. The last arrivals, unfortunately, will actually be able to be shown in this video, which we will get into later. First off, we will start with the biggest box, of course, because why wouldn't it be on the bottom? It's the biggest box. But this one I want to start with, since one of these books is on my February TBR. The first books I ordered were from Books A Million, and I got For the Wolf by Hannah Whitten, which will be on my February TBR. So, yay! This one came in pretty okay, thankfully. The pages are different. They are the style that I don't remember what it's called, where they're not even. Everything I ordered today is also paperback, because I like my big paperbacks, and I'm really excited to read this. This one came out last year and I heard so many good things about it. It is kind of like Red Riding Hood / a little bit Beauty and the Beast retelling, which are my favorites. The first daughter is for the throne. The second daughter is for the wolf. In this society, they have always given this second born of the royal family to the wolf of the wood to continue a peace treaty of sorts with this creature. So her whole life she has been preparing to be pretty much sacrificed, and after it happens, the story unfolds in a very different way than she expected. So this is definitely, I can't wait to read this. The second book I ordered from Books A Million is Shadow of the Gods by John Quinn. This one unfortunately did get a little damaged at the bottom in shipping. This is another one that came out last year that made a lot of big happy waves. I thought so many good things about this one as well, so I think I might try to fit this into the March TBR. I'm not sure. I know that I need to try to get this one read soonish, because the sequel is set to come out this summer, I believe. I have the date written somewhere. Shadow of the Gods is in a world where the gods used to protect mankind until they started battling amongst themselves and drove themselves extinct. But they left their bodies, kind of remains, as power for mankind to be able to protect themselves and save themselves. Now, future past-ish time, though it's still not like it nowish, but now war is starting to break out across the world again, and three heroes are going to change the course of what is happening when they are falling under the shadows of the gods again. So, other people describe it so much more better. I will try to describe it better when I go to pick it up and make my TBR video. The first two books that I got from Book Depository are the second and third books in the Winnowing Flame trilogy, The Bitter Twins and The Poison Song. I read Ninth Reign last year and it was so good. It was different than the way a lot of different things go. I liked the way she wrote it and the way she incorporated so much world building and hidden history, forgotten history into it. Oh, just my type of fantasy. So, in the Ninth Reign, it is named because every time that this world is attacked by their ancient enemy, the Durilia, the Aboran tree god would rain down war beasts to help the Aborans fight off this ancient enemy. However, it has been centuries since the 8th reign occurred, and the Aborans have been slowly dying since their tree god died pretty much after the 8th reign. Now, nobody knows how to fight this ancient enemy, and it appears that they are coming back. It is up to Tormund the Oathless, an Aboran warrior who left his homeland long ago before succumbing to the plague that has befallen his people. Lady Vincenza Vintage who is a human archaeologist, scientist, who is bound and determined to discover what is happening, why these people keep attacking, and how they can protect themselves. She is a very feisty lady, and I loved her because she is so smart and quick-witted, and she does not take no for an answer pretty much. She believes she is going to figure this out no matter what. And they are accompanied by a fell witch, which is also a very interesting concept in this book, who has the power of a winnowing flame, kind of, which is green fire drawn from life essence. So I don't know when I'm going to work these into my TBR. It's probably going to be a few months, but at least now I have the whole set in the pretty covers before all of a sudden maybe the covers change and then they don't match. And that would not be good. That would not be good. Next up is my Goodreads book that I received in January. It is Mariner's Wake by Adam Marsh. This is a sci-fi-ish fantasy. It's not set in the distant future. I think it's set more in the close to future. It says, a tortured past, a future at risk. Kara Nikoski is a mariner, sworn to protect those of her blood and heart, sworn to protect the sea. Generations ago, her people escaped starvation and oppression on stolen boats, only to find themselves in the midst of an increasingly violent storms, rising waters, and international scorn. They were up for the challenge. Now, at the dawn of the 22nd century, Kara's people are approached by their age-old adversary. When an ambassador from the United States begs the mariners for help recovering a cache of unstable weapons of mass destruction, her people are naturally suspicious, but the threat of such weapons being unleashed in their waters is too great to ignore. And it looks like the author signed it, which is so nice. It is actually a hardback too. It's a tiny hardback, so I'm not opposed to it. It's not ginormous. It's not going to be heavy. So I'm excited to read this, though. It's going to be on my March TBR. Probably not this month. I don't think I can fit it in this month, but this book released last October, I want to say, but I still have not heard too much about it, so I'm excited to read it and share it with you guys, so that hopefully, if it's a really good book, we're going to get to spread some words about it, and maybe more people will be able to pick it up, and if it's really good, I hope maybe he will continue the story then. Then I have to start another pile. Nope, just keep going upwards. We'll just keep going upwards. And lastly, from Book Depository, I also picked up the sequel to Skyward. I picked up Starsight, so I can continue reading Spence's story and their battle against the Krill. I can't wait to read more in Bot. He is going to be the best and most hilarious. In Skyward, it follows a group of human colonists that are trapped on the planet, and their main line of defense is their starfighter ships that they have managed to build. And they use these to attack against the Krill, which fly in weekly, daily, and try to destroy their topside bases. So for the most part, the human civilization has built and developed underground in the caves of the planet to survive. But the starfighters are trying to fight back to let the base build up enough to maybe wipe out this threat to where they can be able to protect themselves, develop the planet, possibly even leave the planet. And in the story, we follow our main character, Spencer, whose father was also a fighter pilot. However, he was branded a coward and thus has made her journey to becoming a pilot very difficult. So through the book, you just follow Spence's journey to training and becoming the pilot she wants to be, and really finding out about what happened several years ago to her father. And after the conclusion of the first book, I really want to know what's going to happen next, what Sanderson is going to show us and build within this world. Yep, can't wait. And also, with Starsight, I ordered Cytonic, the third book in the series. I think it's the conclusion, if I remember right. And I'm a little upset right now though, because they are not the same. They are not the same, and this is going to be a problem. They're beautiful UK covers, but my first book and my second book are the same, and now this one is taller. This is probably why I should have waited. I should have known it was too soon for them to have a regular paperback out, because it had just been released in November. We will figure something out. We will figure something out. Still pretty though. And the last two books that I'd ordered and had waited to be able to film this until they came in, and they took the longest, even though they came from Amazon. And unfortunately, they were both damaged. And not just damaged a little bit. One of them was severely bent. And the other one, the pages were damaged. The cover has lots of damaged spots, like more than the Shadow of the Gods one. So they're both being returned, and I'm supposed to be receiving new ones to replace them. But I just hope that they come in okay for the replacements. And yeah. So what I'd ordered though was Breach of Peace by Daniel Green, who I have followed on YouTube, and he does fantasy books and reviews, and he does a really good job in depth. He seems to be able to understand the fantasy world. So I'm hoping that his book will do pretty good. The second book that I'd ordered was a continuation of the Andy McDermott series with archaeologist Nina Wilde, and it was the Midas Legacy, as I like that action adventure archaeologist type series. It's regular fiction, not high fantasy, but still, I like the series, and I like the female lead. She's so wonderful, smart. Archaeology, history, mostly. Adjusted history, because it does have elements of the fantastical, since obviously she found the lost city of Atlantis in the first book. But unfortunately, I cannot continue those yet, since they were damaged. Oh well. Amazon has one more chance to send me non-damaged books, and if they are damaged and I have to return again, I'll just get a refund and find the books somewhere else. But these are my lovely, not damaged. This one's questionable. Me and Books Million might have to have a talk about the Shadow of the Gods one. We might. So. I'm a prude. My books need to be in good condition. Even the ones I've read need to maintain their conditions. Maybe I'm a little crazy. Probably. But I love my books. They should be nice. They should be pretty. And no one should damage my books. Thank you guys, though, so much for watching. And I will keep you updated on my TBR. And I can't wait to see what everybody else is reading. Have a lovely weekend. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.